everyone, welcome back to my channel, and as you can tell by the title and most likely the thumbnail, I'm going to be making a mango mousse cake. Sorry this angle is kind of awkward. You guys are currently on my small Manfrotto tripod on top of my microwave underneath a cupboard, and it's a mess. I've lost the connection to my proper tripod, so hopefully I can get good angles in the process of making these cakes for you. So sorry for the background noise, my dishwasher is currently on at the moment, but I'll stop chitty chatting. I just wanted to welcome you guys to this video, and yeah, we'll just get started. I haven't made this cake before. This is my first time making it. I'm actually going to be taking it out to a lunch with my family to try it, so I won't cut into it once it's fully done because obviously I want to bring it out there like complete. So I'll film a little bit out there as well and get some people's opinions on how it tastes as well. So hopefully it's a good one. It looks beautiful, like the recipe that I've got online. I've kind of tweaked it a little bit, but yeah, it looks beautiful. Anyway, we'll just jump straight into it. So in my mixer here, I just want to add in 3 eggs that has came up to room temperature. Try and make them quite large. If they're small, maybe do 4. No Zeke. Sorry if you hear me saying no Zeke, no Luna. They like to jump on the bench, and I'm getting sick of cat fur here while I try to make things. And to that we'll add a third of a cup of castor sugar. Now this is going to be the base of our cake, which is going to be a thin sponge cake layer. So I'm going to drop that down, turn the PowerPoint on, that would help, and just beat that for about 8 to 10 minutes until it's super, super light, super fluffy. And yeah, we'll just beat it all together. So just turn that down a little bit so it's not so loud, so hopefully you guys can hear me a bit better. I'm just going to add a dash of vanilla, pretty much just a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon. And then I'll put it back up high again, and just for about 30 seconds, just to incorporate the vanilla in with this. I do like quite a lot of vanilla. So here I've got my handy sieve. I've just got a half a cup of all-purpose flour, which is also known as plain flour. So I'll pop that into my sieve, and with that I'll do a half a teaspoon of baking powder. And just want to do a small batch at a time, and then just fold that mixture in, the flour into the egg mixture. Luna, you're so naughty. No. So I just brought you guys over this side of my kitchen. I'm just going to double check that it's all incorporated, which I think it is. It looks pretty good and feels pretty good to me. So you just want to pop the mix in a lined spring pan. And also as well, sorry guys, I've preheated my oven to 170 degrees Celsius fan forced. And just gently make sure, so it's not a dome in the middle, I'm just going to gently spread it out evenly without pushing the air out of here. So I'm going to pop this one into the oven now for about 15 minutes. I'll set the timer for 15 minutes. It may need a couple minutes extra. I'll just obviously see how it looks and feels after the 15 minutes. Okay, so we're back now. The cake is out in the oven. I'll show you that in a moment. I'm just going to add 2 cups of thickening cream to my bowl. So this part is for the second layer, the middle layer, which will be the cream cheese mango mousse. And to this bowl as well, I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of sugar. And then you just want to beat that until it's light and fluffy. And as I turn the beaters on, I'm going to tip in some more vanilla. Again, 1/2 teaspoon to a teaspoon. So now there's this mix. You can tell by the beaters up here, it's nice peak. It's not completely done yet, which is fine. So I'm just going to move this bowl to one side. Pop a small bowl in here. The little bit of cream up here, that's fine. That will not be an issue. And now you just want to grab your cream cheese and beat your cream cheese until that's a bit fluffy as well. The cream cheese I had left out overnight, so it should be nice and softened already. So you just want to add that into the bowl. So that did not take long at all, like a minute, if that. Yeah, you just want to get it definitely softened, and whipping it will make it just that extra soft and obviously whipped. So I want to try and get as much of this as I can off of the beaters and just place it into my bowl. And you want to add in the cream cheese that you've just whipped into this mix. Just pop that out the way there. Now you just want to beat this all together just until it's well combined. Great, so as you can see right here, there's a nice peak, and it's all nice and smooth and very whipped. So once again, we're going to pop this over the side. We no longer need the mixer out, so you can wash all of your equipment. So I'm just going to go and do that, get it all cleaned up because I've made a mess. And then yeah, I will go on to the next step obviously. So we'll be back in just a short moment. Alright, so here is obviously the sponge cake layer. So what I'm going to do with this, it is completely cool. I am going to grab my fork and just pierce it around. And also, if you might have noticed, I have kept it on the spring pan base because you want to assemble this cake into the spring pan. So that has been washed and is drying at the moment, the spring part of the pan. So yes, and here as well I have got a tin, kind of tin of mangoes. So we just want to open this one up. Right, so this is hopefully a bit more of a better angle for you guys. So yes, we've pierced the cake. I'm going to open up my mangoes. You can of course use fresh mangoes and then get some mango juice or mango nectar. We've just gone in spring here in Australia and there's no water. They're not in season quite yet, so I've just gone with these mangoes. And now just with my pastry brush, I'm just going to dip it into the juice here and just paint it on to the cake. And get that all nice and soaked in. Alright, and now obviously you guys may have noticed I've brought out my blender. I don't have a food processor. I'm just trying to fit in here. I don't have a food processor. I'm just going to use my blender. It's a small amount of mangoes that has to be pulsed or pureed. So hopefully this does the trick. I'm sure it will. So you just want to grab just a few mango slices. Pretty much enough to make like roughly 2 mangoes worth. I'm not too sure how long or how many I'm going to use myself, but I'll let you guys know. And also with the this cake here in the oven, I ended up baking that for about 20 minutes. 20 minutes seemed a good time for me. amplified mode, which is just pulsing, for about 15 seconds. Oh, it smells so good. So that is all nice and smooth, and to that I'm going to be adding half a tin of condensed milk. So here is the whipped cream cheese mix that we whipped up just before. I'm now going to pour in this mango puree. That smells so good. So this is the mango and condensed milk mix. And I think this has made about a cup to a cup and a half of the mango mixture. So you've done about half a tin of condensed milk, and with the mango puree enough to bring up to about a cup, two and a half. This seriously smells so good. I know I keep saying that, it just smells really good. That tastes amazing. I just had a quick taste. The mango is not overpowering. I could have done with a bit more mango, I feel like. But it's definitely that like mango, just a nice hint of refreshing mango. That is delicious. Okay, so this is the tricky part for me, is a gelatin. So I've got a quarter of a cup of water. This is exactly what the recipe told me that I'm following of. Other bits and recipes I kind of done a bit different. But yes, so I'm going to sprinkle in a teaspoon of gelatin powder. Give that a quick mix and then microwave for 30 seconds until it's dissolved. Hopefully this works. Fingers crossed. Okay, so that's what we're looking like. Well, it is dissolved. So I'm just going to pour this in and give it a quick but short beat. So here is the cake. We're going to now assemble this cream cheese mango mousse. So I've washed my cake pan, and we just want to connect it all together again. And now to add this delicious mousse mixture. Just want to gently smooth it out so it's nice and level. And again, try not knock out air. But we want it nice and level and pretty. And then this goes straight into the fridge for about an hour before we start with our jelly layer. Sorry about the horrible lighting now, guys. But I've just prepared my fruit. These are some leftover mango from the tin that I used, and I just got some fresh blueberries and strawberries. So that is how I have designed it. So now I'm just going to pour the jelly on top and pop that all into the fridge. And then I'll show you guys tomorrow once we cut it up and what it looks like and tastes like. I'm not sure if I've mentioned this already, but this is a mango flavored jelly as well that I've used. You don't really have to use mango flavor if you don't want to. Apparently that's kind of hard to find in America, I've heard. So just any like orange colored jelly would look nice. And you just want to very gently spread it over because you don't want it to go too deep into the mousse mixture, as that's not completely set, and you don't want the berries or fruit to move around. Alright, so I'm now at my parents' house like I mentioned yesterday. So I've just took the pan off from the cake. The cake underneath is really soft and crumbly, so that's not good, but I'm sure it'll still taste fine. So yeah, this is obviously the finished cake. I'm just going to turn it around this way because that's the side that looks the best. And yeah, so I think maybe to stop the cake from crumbling is putting it in the freezer before you do the next layer. Maybe that might help. But yeah, regardless, it should taste all good. So I'm going to pop this back into the freezer until we're ready to eat it. And yeah, thanks for watching and subscribe for more cooking videos. Bye. You want to say bye, Dad?
Huh? No, I'm okay, bye.
Did you want to say bye?
No.
Say bye.
Bye.
Say bye with me.